Hello, 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 ladies. This podcast is designed exclusively for you. This is Her Talk Show, where we dive into inspiring thoughts, ideas, and stories, all with one purpose: to empower and uplift women like you. I am Sabrina Victoria, your host and guide on this journey of self-discovery and growth. I invite you to hit that subscribe button, follow, like, and share. Together, we are creating a vibrant community of empowered women. Get ready to unleash your brilliance. Her Talk Show starts now.
We come to you every day with the best speakers, relationship coaches, spiritual mentors, trailblazers, business owners, authors, young hustlers, podcasters, entrepreneurs, fitness trainers, therapists, financial advisors, and more. We ask our guests one question: what do you know that I don't know? Get ready, because today's guest is about to change the way you view your world. This is Her Talk Show, hosted by Sabrina Victoria.
Thank you for joining us today for this episode of Her Talk Show. We have had over 500 women grace this stage, and we are adding another one to the list today. If you are listening live, welcome. And if you're listening on the replay, make sure you hashtag replay in the comments so we can send you some love. Either way, if you're watching us, if you could do us a huge favor and share this video wherever you're at so we can get more eyes and more ears on the amazing content that we're sharing today. Today, I'm talking to an amazing woman, Ashley Chamberlain, is a founder of Chamberlain and Good Company, a bookkeeping and accounting services firm for small businesses. She is considered an expert in the accounting world, not only because of her education, but her experience. Ashley started at the bottom as a salon receptionist and quickly climbed the corporate ladder. Only at the top of the ladder did she realize her passion lies in helping small business owners succeed. After starting her company, Ashley found herself through the power of outsourcing. I am super excited about this.
Oh, good. I am super excited to talk about it. It's been so influential in my life. I hope somebody in this audience will feel it as well.
Yes. You know what? This is one of and the ladies in our mastermind will totally attest to this. This is probably one of my biggest areas of like not grasping because of trust, like not trusting people. And then that whole juggling thing of, do I trusting the person, but then also trusting that the person that I bring on will actually multiply my money, because you have to pay that person. So it has to logically make sense that the money I'm paying them will somehow come back to me tenfold, or not necessarily tenfold, but will come back to me at least doubled than not having that person. That's like a thing you have to like trust.
Yeah. Trusting in with money, obviously with my company and outsourcing, I'm directly dealing with a business's money. So it's such a intimate relationship with some finances. And it's funny because it is literally like a courting situation when I am talking to a small business owner. It's like, you've never seen this before, so I want to get to know you first. And it's the same dance every single time. So I have a lot of respect for any business owner, solopreneur that gives me that privilege to see inside those books. And I know how hard it can be to open that up to a stranger, because essentially it's a stranger looking inside something you consider so incredibly personal and intimate. So I get it. I really do.
Yes. So why are you deciding to bring this topic up?
It is so incredibly important to me to bring awareness, not for outsourcing for business reasons, but for personal reasons, because I've had such a journey with outsourcing personally. So I think as a business owner, you can probably relate to the fact that we are told when you start this business, you're going to have this freedom to just do all the things. You're going to start a business and you're going to have freedom to just go lounge on the beach. And you think, wow, I want to do that. I want to start a business and I want to just stay home with my kids, right? I'm going to have, right? You're sold this dream that you're going to be able to have this thriving, I don't know, $1 million business somehow in an ungodly amount of time. So like a week, we'll say you're going to be able to lounge on the beach while working out. Okay. So you're going to have an obviously amazing body. Then you're going to be able to stay home with your kids at the same time. Then you're going to be able to home cook all these meals. And then you're going to be able to have a super clean house because you're going to have all this time. And it's so unrealistic.
Yeah.
So I was sold this dream and I felt incredibly overwhelmed, which in turn left me feeling like a failure. I thought, wait. I'm a pretty intelligent person. What am I doing wrong here? I'm doing all the things. You know, I read all the books. I listened to all the podcasts. I'm a huge Jenna Kutcher fan. Like, what am I missing here? But what I didn't understand was way back, way back. There used to be this saying called, it takes a village.
Uh-huh.
And people used to say that when it came to raising a child.
Yeah.
Just children. But that went away a long time ago for all sorts of reasons. But what people forgot is it takes a village in a lot of different aspects of life. It takes a village of people. So people need people. And there are certain zones of genius that every person has. So for me personally, my zone of genius lies in numbers. I have this weird ability to perch up on this branch, look down, see a problem, help said problem, and help people make money. Where my zone of genius doesn't lie is cooking, keeping a clean house all the time. Now I am super organized. I have my things. So all that to say, starting a business didn't give me this huge amount of time, quite the opposite. So I had to figure out how to give another business owner the opportunity to come into my house and help. So outsourcing for me became such a power, not a failure. So when I started outsourcing those jobs, bringing the house cleaning person in, bringing the babysitter in to help with the kids when husband was out or I needed those couple of hours to do something, it not only gave that other person the power, it gave me back that power. So I want to help other people in this audience realize that's not a failure, that's a power as well. That's so important. And that's really why I have to talk about this.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, one of the things that I have talked about in the past is exactly what you're talking about, the dynamic of allowing somebody else. When you're allowing somebody else to do something for you, you are empowering them in the way of money. And I think that that is a cycle that is a lot of times missing within the female dynamic that the men have mastered. You know, like the man, not all, but like they will take the car to the mechanic, will, you know, get somebody to do the AC, will hire someone to do the lawn service. Again, not all, but you know, you're getting it. But certain things, whereas women want to do all the things. They don't want to outsource any of it.
Right. It's a part of our identity. almost. We become these martyrs almost. And it's we put these labels on it, right? So we say we're hustlers,
Mm.
we're mom bosses. We put
Yeah.
two completely
Ooh.
separate jobs together, two completely separate positions in life, put them as one word, and now it's a brag title,
Yeah.
mom and a boss, one word. And
Wow.
people are like, yes, queen, you're a mom boss, killing it. And we're praising this person for combining two separate jobs. And we're putting that out there into the world like that's the goal. Like, whoa, 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 sister. No, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to try to be both of those things at the same time because that does both of those positions a huge injustice. If I'm
Wow.
being a mom, I want to be a mom at that time. It
Yeah.
doesn't do my kids justice to try to be both at the same time. Because then what happens is when being a mom, I'm going to be a mom all the time. I'm a mom every day. I was a mom when I became a mom. But when I'm spending time with my kids and I have a phone in my hand because I'm trying to work, I'm not present. That doesn't do them any good. Then
Yeah.
they're looking up at me like, okay, great. So glad you're a mom boss. No, that doesn't help them. They don't care if I'm making money. They care about their mom. So society, we are trying to be these martyrs of being everything versus my husband who gets in my car, sees I need an oil change, says, hey, I'm gonna go get your oil changed. Done. And I'm like, oh, okay, that was easy. Why is it so easy for him? See
Yeah.
something that needs to be done and does it. It's just this narrative that I feel as women just have to continuously work on. And then we're work in progresses, I think. So it's something they, like you said, just have down. It's I don't know if it's just something they learned growing up. My husband has a phenomenal role model of a father. I also look up to him very much. He is a caregiver in the sense. I am very blessed to have him in my life. He takes care of the family. He sees something that needs to be done, he does it, versus saying, oh, you can probably do it yourself. He says, here's a list of people that are expert. Choose from this list and have them do it so it's not on your plate. Like,
Wow.
man, why is that so easy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's
Yes.
definitely something we can work on.
Yes. Most definitely. So
Mhm.
you were a little bit about your backstory. You were a single mom for quite a few years. Can you tell us about that?
Yes. So, uh, about I was about 22 years old. I married very young. Typical, thought I was in love with the wrong person, wrong time. I had a 2-year old, left the situation with, I at the time had a Honda Element and everything in the Honda Element that could fit in there and a 2-year old in the back seat ran in the middle of the night and didn't look back. So I don't know if you know what a Honda Element looks like. It's not a big car. Uh, and we just started over. I was very, very blessed to have my mom close by. So we moved in with my mom for about 8 months and we didn't look back. So for most of my 20s, I was hustling and grinding, um, basically doing whatever I could do to keep afloat, um, make money. I really learned a lot of skills. And I think that was really, it was so hard to ask for help because I felt like I put myself in the situation. So I got to get myself out of it. Right.
Yeah.
Um, it, it also was showing my little one, like, your mom has to be a hero versus your mom knows how to ask for help. So I started seeing that when he started wanting to do everything himself, he became super independent. And at the time, I thought, wow, I must be doing something right. Instead of, I need to teach him how to ask for help too. So, put myself through college. You know, I also thought that was something like, I put myself through college, like I was working 3 jobs, like that's something I wanted to brag about. But I also barely slept,
Yep.
barely had anything to eat ever. Lived in the smallest apartment. I think it was less than 500 square feet,
Oh,
but this is my space. So that was all I cared about. Um, met, Eventually met my husband at, his parents owned a company and I started working for them as an accountant and met my husband there. He was a musician. So at first I thought, oh, absolutely not. Bad news bears. um, and so what's funny is the first date, he was about an hour late. So he came over. I know, I was like, of course you were, you musician. Of course you were an hour late. Like, what a stereotype you are. So when by about 30 minutes into being late, I started changing my own oil in my car because that's the type of person I was. I'm going to do things myself.
totally.
So he shows up and he drove a Lincoln Town car. I'll never forget it because it felt like a boat.
Yeah.
Shows up and I'm wearing this like little dress I borrowed from my sister up to my elbows in oil. And I'm like, well, you're lucky, that, you showed up at all and whatever. And so years down the road, we get married, whatever. And we end up moving to Louisville, Kentucky, and everything's great. And now I feel like it's a battle now where we talk about, I have this alpha energy and he is so laid back, so laid back. And so he's constantly reminding me, you don't have to do everything yourself. And so I constantly, constantly, constantly think like everyone, any higher power that's listening, like, thank you so much for bringing someone in my life that reminds me, like, I don't have to do it all myself. Like from the beginning of him being in my life, he reminds me, like, you're not alone. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to do that yourself. And I think that's a big reason why it fills my cup to help other people now. Because I'm reminded every day in my own home, like, you don't have to do it by yourself. Even if that means him doing the dishes or getting the kids dressed, he's not going to do it how I do it.
Yeah.
If anything, he's going to do it in a way that almost makes me cringe. And I'm like, oh, I would not have put that outfit on my kids. They are literally wearing all gray. That is atrocious. But they're dressed.
Yeah.
And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
It's accepting the help and being done with it.
Yeah.
And that's the power of outsourcing, letting go and realizing it's fear that keeps you from allowing someone to help you, thinking you're the only one that can actually do it, because that's just not true. So, I know it's probably a really lengthy answer, but
That was great though.
Yeah.
So many women, we have a ton of people watching live, and I think a lot of them are resonating with that. And, understanding this female energy or alpha energy, as you said, wanting to kind of control things and wanting to have a say. And you've been doing it for so long. I think a lot of times single moms just in general, we're so used to just doing all of the things and having our hands in all of the buckets that to give a bucket away feels like
icky.
Yeah, icky, but also like if all of my buckets are given away, then what's the point?
Yeah.
No one's going to need me. Like if they're all capable of doing all of the things, I know I was in that situation very much so, years and years ago with a different person where I was like, if I'm not doing all the things, then there's no need. I even used to say that, like whenever he'd be like, hey, can you show me how to do that? Or can you help me? Or, and I'd be like, well, then if I show you how to do that, then you wouldn't need me. And I was saying it jokingly,
Right.
but I think deep down, that is kind of a fear. It's like, if you know how to do all the things, then you won't need me.
I do. Yeah. And you almost, I don't know if you can relate this, but then you almost seek out more. So I feel like we get to almost a calm. So we get in this really good routine and schedule. Everything's flowing, everything's good. And then I seek out more to add to the plate. I don't like, why do I do that?
Like
So
you'll just decide to like organize the entire kitchen or something. Just like
yes. I'm like, you know what? Let's go ahead and organize the garage. Like everything seems really good right now, but it's like really weighing on me to just take everything out of the garage, take it and put it in the driveway, spend 2 to 3 business days, and then putting it back in there. I don't know. It's just, and then if he says no, if he's like, that's not not a good idea, I'll be like, you just hate me. You don't love me. That's what that means. It's like you look for reasons
Yeah.
to bring up chaos because you're so used to that stress. And that's the same thing with business. When you're used to a corporate consistently feeling that stressors, you thrive in chaos. And that's something else, when you go to an interview, they're like, how do you handle stress? What would you do in a stressful situation? That's always a question you get asked. And you're like, I'm awesome in it. Like I thrive. And they're like, yes, you're hired. That's an awesome response. Instead of saying, I don't like stress. Like I would prefer it to be calm. Like you're praised for saying, I love stress. Like it's awesome. Like that's what people want to hear, which is so weird. Um, so then when you get into a better situation, when you start your business and things are going smoothly, you're like, you know what? I think I'm gonna like get a new software, or I think I'm gonna like switch up my marketing strategy, and then I'm gonna be upset with myself when it's not going well because I actually was seeking out stress, and I didn't know that consciously, but things were too good, and I was looking for chaos. Like, what are you doing? Why? You're not used to the calm. I think in this society we're in, we're so used to this thriving in chaos
Yeah.
instead of just being okay with peace. It's okay if you have something that's working and allowing it to work for you. If that means outsourcing and that gives you a little bit of peace, then be okay with that.
Yeah.
Seek out ways to find more peace instead of thriving in the chaos. That doesn't make you a better business owner. A better business owner is finding ways to find more peace. And if that works for you, that works for you. I myself outsource places in my own business because I have positions that needed to be outsourced. There are places where my people are better at things than I am, and that brings me peace. I would rather have a peaceful business than a constantly stressful business because I'll find that stress somewhere else. Trust me, I'm a highly stressed person, and I'll just create it myself. I'm working on it. I mean, bless my husband. He is a saint because he knows I'll create it somewhere else. But my business, I need it to be peaceful.
Yeah.
So
I'd love to talk about either examples that you have done or your maybe suggestions or feedback on outsourcing regarding mother and regarding entrepreneurship. So as a mom, what are some things that we could be outsourcing? I mean, obviously the main one that everyone knows is housekeeping, right? Get a housekeeper. And whether you can or cannot afford it, right? Like these are all extra conversations that you need to be having with yourself and your family.
Sure.
But what are some things other than housekeeping that a mom could possibly look into outsourcing?
So there are a lot of, I'm going to say, budget friendly things that I started out with when I had no money to even imagine what, like, having a housekeeper, like, we'll just put all that to the side. So when people think of outsourcing, they always think that means bringing in a person.
Okay.
Let's just put that thought to the side. Outsourcing can mean finding a way to make your life just a little more simple. So for me, I always thought about, let's think of the process of creating a grocery list, setting up your meals for the week. For some people, that can seem like such a task. If you have kids, you might feel like this is like a whole situation. So you might go about it like making a list, and then you just kind of make the list and pray that all these ingredients are going to come together for a meal in the week. Or like this looks good. These are going to make something during this week. Or you outsource it, go to Pinterest, search meal plans, download that list. You just outsource your list. You think about outsourcing differently. Don't think outsourcing means spending money. Outsourcing means allowing someone else to do the thinking or doing for you. It doesn't always have to mean spending money. It means allowing someone else to do the thinking and doing for you. So you are outsourcing the thinking and doing process of meal planning for you. So in the beginning, it was just me and my little one. But the process of meal planning and groceries felt so daunting because I was working so many jobs. My schedule was kind of wonky and I had very little money. So I would go to Pinterest. Pinterest was booming at the time. And I would type in, I think I would type in meal friendly lists under $100 for a month, because that's where I was at the time. And it would give me all these ideas, and I would download it from that, print it, and that was my list.
Wow.
I was outsourcing it because I could not come up with it, and I would get that analysis paralysis.
Yeah.
So I just would not do it. And then that means we wouldn't have groceries. So I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So outsourcing something doesn't have to mean spending money, just allowing someone else to do that for you.
Beautiful.
It can also mean there are so many different areas of your life as a mom. It's wild, the things that you can have someone do for you. It can mean a babysitter. Obviously there's care.com, if you've ever heard of care.com. If you are in a situation where you aren't surrounded by family, I feel like that's more common than anything these days.
Yeah.
You need babysitters because you're a person too. You need to get out of the house without your kids. You are not just a mom, like you're a person too. So go on care.com, join Facebook groups that are called Moms of whatever county you live in. Hey, do you guys know of any what babysitters are you guys using? Those moms, they know things.
Yeah.
Moms know the babysitters, and they will give you lists of the either teenagers, young people, or who they're using, what price they're paying. Now you have a list of babysitters. You interview the babysitter, find the price point that fits for you, let them come over, watch your kids for an hour at a time, go for a walk, get some some fresh air for yourself, or go walk around a store. You don't have to spend money. If you don't want to spend money, go to a movie by yourself. Go have a meal by yourself. I'll tell you, that was one of the most just like relaxing things, to have dinner with myself. Like that was how I really found myself again, was just eating alone. Like that was how I really knew I was ready to even date again, was because I could be alone at a restaurant.
Wow. Yeah.
I thought, if I can't even like be alone in a restaurant, then I'm not ready to go like date, because I was so like attached to my child. And because of such a bad relationship I was in, I was like, oh no, I can't be alone. I have to be with someone. And I thought, if I can't be alone, I'm not ready to be with someone else. So eating alone is just it's magical. So get a babysitter, go eat alone, or go on a date. If you're in a relationship, go on a date. That's magical too. Husband and I go on dates as much as possible. So that's another way you can outsource as a person, as a mom, as a couple. So there are just so many ways you can find things in your home. You can have someone grocery shop for you. We have our groceries delivered, outsourcing. We have, I guess it's click list is what it's called. People don't think of that as outsourcing, but we pay, I think it's $7.99 a month. Whew, so worth it.
Yeah.
So lots of different ways.
Yeah. I wouldn't have thought about that, but that's true. We do that too. We pay, it's like $100 a year. And
worth it.
You just go on to an app, pick all the groceries you want, which makes it easy for recipes, which is what you were kind of talking about, because the computer's right there in front of you. So I could have my phone in my hand, be looking at recipes online, buy exactly what I need, and then literally have it delivered the next day. Like,
and budget.
I can order at like 10 o'clock at night in bed. In bed, like while watching TV. And then literally the next day at 8 a.m., the groceries are delivered.
So nice.
Yeah.
And budgeting, because I don't know about you, just last night, I said, all right, guys, we're going to go in Walmart. I just need 3 things. I just need iced coffee. I need to get some face wash. And my other little one said, I need Hot Pockets. What do we walk out with? Like 6 things.
Yeah.
Because we were in the store.
Yeah.
You know, so if you want to budget, man, you need a click list, because that helps with budgeting.
Definitely. 100. So babysitting, we talked about housekeeping, we talked about groceries being delivered. 2 things that I thought of is you can actually hire somebody to do your laundry for you, laundry service, where you put your laundry in a bag, you leave it outside your house, like your actual laundry, not dry cleaning, like your actual laundry, underwear, socks. The service will pick it up, and again, within 24 or so hours, have it re-delivered in a washed bag, folded and ready to be put away. That's the thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they usually charge by the pound. And another thing I thought of while you're talking is to have somebody organize that garage for you.
Oh,
so nice. So when you're feeling like you were talking about chaos earlier and organizing the garage, I totally get that feeling. You can actually hire somebody to come in and organize.
And help. Yeah, if you're not trying to punish your husband with it.
Declutter.
Sure. Yeah. I feel that.
Definitely. And you can help with them, right? You can be there with them, but then it's just as fast because they're experts.
Yeah.
So it's super fast. So what would have taken us maybe 4 weekends with our husband, kids running around, and then you're still cooking and you're still, doing all the things.
Yeah.
You could probably get somebody in and they could get it done in a weekend.
Right. And they're not attached to the stuff.
Yeah.
So they're not like, oh, look at these pictures. And, they're like, no, piles, get through it. So fast.
Yeah, totally. So as an entrepreneur, what are some things that we can outsource?
So literally anything at this point. The big one, obviously, your bookkeeping and accounting. And that's what my company does. So we can help with the bookkeeping and accounting, which is any of your incoming and outgoing transactions, helping with prepping your for taxes, reconciling your bank accounts. I know the word bookkeeping and accounting, some people are like, what does that mean? Cash. So all of your financial transactions. You can outsource your social media management. And that can be as big or small as you would like. You can outsource it to where they are just posting for you and you create the content. You can outsource it to where they create the content and you're posting. If you dabble with ChatGPT, you can create the content with that to where you're not paying for the outsourcing part and have someone post it for you. You can hire a VA and they can do all sorts of things for you. I know my VA, I mean, she does so much for me. She literally will schedule my dog's grooming appointments sometimes. She's like, which one is it, Bonnie or Minnie? So, I mean, she's phenomenal, all the way over to helping me post my social media. So the sky is the limit. You find what you love to do in your business and what you don't, because that's how you'll make money. Because when it comes to outsourcing, you need to find, number one, the things that you love. If you find the things that you love to do, those are the things that you'll find yourself consistently doing. And consistency is what makes you money. If you find the things that you don't like to do, if you don't like to do it, you're not going to do it.
Totally.
Those are the things you need to outsource, because once you outsource them, then they'll get done. So for me, I hated posting on social media. I would create the content, but I would always forget to post it. I wasn't consistent. I don't know why. I could not. Maybe it was busyness. Maybe it's just not wanting to do it. So I could not bring myself to do it. But posting is what helps you maintain authority. It helps you have that online presence. But I couldn't bring myself to keep doing it. Once I outsourced it, all of a sudden, my online presence became better and better. And that is what helped me make more money. Yeah. So it's money. I don't regret any penny towards today. She helped me make money every day. So that's a huge way to increase your revenue 100%.
Love it. This has been phenomenal. Definitely super, super helpful. For those watching live, thank you so much for being here. For those watching on the replay, make sure you hashtag replay so we can send you some love in the comments. Ashley, can you tell us, while we have a beautiful audience here listening, what exactly you do and who exactly should be reaching out to you?
So I help the solopreneurs, small business owners, gain financial awareness, financial clarity. I help them manage their books, which means incoming and outgoing money. I help them decrease their tax liabilities and increase their revenue. I help them really succeed where I can, hand-holding, if you will. They can really know that they have a friend in the big scary world of starting a business and thriving in business. And people will think that finances is personal and intimate, that situation is unique and different. I promise you, I have been there, I have done that, I have seen it. So do not be afraid to show me, to open up, and to chat, because that is what I do. That's what I like to do. And if you were here at the beginning of the show, that is really where my zone of genius lies. Our catchphrase that we say is, let us mind your books so you can mind your business. And that is really, really what we mean, because it's what we're good at and we want you to do what you're good at. So you can find us any of the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. It's really where we heavily lie, and you can send me a DM and or Chamberlain and Good Company across the board. So.
I love it. Your website, chamberlainandgoodcompany.com. Where do you hang out on social media? Where can people find you or follow you?
Yeah. So personal page is where they can find me on Facebook and Instagram. Please check out my website because it has been revamped. Not by me. I have created the content, but I outsourced the actual website by a local company, Rev Local. They're phenomenal. So please check out my website. The coloring is beautiful, and my Facebook content is by me. So please check that out. But it is posted and outsourced by my VA. So please send me a DM if you need help.
I love that. Very, very cool. And why do you do what you do as we're wrapping up here?
Oh, my biggest why is I started my business to have the freedom to choose what I do every single day, whether it was spending time with clients, spending time with myself, spending time with my kids. I want to live in my zone of genius every single day, whatever that may be. I'm good at helping people, and that is what I want to do.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. If you resonated with Ashley and all the goodness that she shared today, make sure you check out her website at Chamberlain. It should be in a clickable link in the description wherever you're watching us at. We love to connect people here on this platform in order to help us all continue to rise. Any closing thoughts as we wrap up?
Closing thoughts is hair intimidation is real. You guys were awesome. And I am so excited to talk to each and every one of you.
Beautiful. Well, that brings us to the end of another incredible episode of Her Talk Show. I want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our amazing guest speaker, Ashley Chamberlain, for sharing her wisdom and inspiring us all. To each and every one of you, our dedicated listeners, thank you for staying with us until the very end. Your support and engagement means the world to us. Remember to follow, like, and share. Join me again in our next episode for more captivating stories, enlightening thoughts, and empowering ideas to fuel your journey toward becoming the best version of yourself. Together, let's strive to be better, do better, and human better. Once again, I'm your host, Sabrina Victoria, and I invite you to join our amazing community, Her Nation, where we continue to transform and uplift each other every step of the way. Until next time,